Igama lami uMusa Sibongo Maswangani. Hlala khona la eMabelethini. I've been here since 2002 up until now. Primary it's the first one was back home in Limpopo. It's called this Hlaketo Primary School, which I did my first grade there. Then my parents moved to Joburg in 2002. I came back 2003 actually. I came back like Gauteng, and then in the Koni school, it's a primary school in Fosbury, it's called Abinana. So I did my second grade up to grade 7 there, which was 2003 to 2008. High school, I started high school 2009, which was here Konala Lukshi. At the time it was pretty cool because the school moved from Foslo to this side, and then 2010 it changed the name to Pumula Gardens. So I would say Funde Pumula Gardens because most of my high school years where I did them in Pumula Gardens. So my subjects which I did in high school were, I started with science, which was pure maths, physical science, and then life sciences, biology, and then geography, and then I did grade 10, 20, which was grade 10, 2011, Nampasa. So 2012, I went back to science again, I failed, which I failed, I had to repeat one to grade 11. I did grade 11 yet again, 2013. But now I decided to change my subject. I did general science. I dropped the pure maths, maths literacy. I dropped the physics, tourism, which was general science. Then 2014, I did my matric. So I did my matric in 2014. Then I got a bachelor pass.
Due to your drop of subjects, what was going on?
You know, sometimes parents, they backfire pressure. My mom is a nurse, by the way. So backfire pressure would you have to follow in their footsteps. While you may be a son of a pastor, you may be the daughter of a teacher, but that doesn't mean which now you want to follow those steps. So my parents didn't understand that. So my first grade 10, I did my best. I passed like very well. Grade 11, I relaxed. I thought these things are easy. And not knowing which grade 11 is the hardest grade grade upon.
You don't know that high school is you're not serious, not taking.
Not that I wasn't serious. The thing is, you cannot be serious about something that you're not passionate about. Yeah. So I did my matric in 2014. 15, I was I wanted to go to varsity. I had a dream of going to varsity. This is what happened. I went to TUT with Ngana space, like as I didn't apply the previous year because my grade 11 marks were not that good because it was my first time with general science, so my marks were not that good. So 2015, I decided, you know what, I'm going to varsity because I'm passing my bachelor. I got there. My mom had saved up some money with Intole space. We were going to bribe in with this Intole space.
How would you bribe in university?
Tell us
about that bribing. Like, how do you do
it? You get somebody who's maybe, let's say, a student, who knows the comrades, and then who knows about the admin. So we got there. I was hoping we could fill space, but then the unfortunate happened. So I had to take the fall and then come back like Lukshini. Then my mom was like, I'd rather do something with your life. So I went to a TVET college, which is EWC. But then knowing what I'm capable of, what are my abilities, I was mechanical engineer for like 3 months, which was January to March. I decided to I'm not going back to school. They asked why. I was like, because it's just practical work, there's no theory. June 2015, I got a job which was under an agent, and then my 7 was a contract, which was a 6 months contract. So I worked there. We were earning roughly 800 to 1,000 rand overtime weekly, every Thursday. So I worked there from June up until December. I decided, actually around September, I decided to go try my luck again at TUT and apply. And then a month later, I got a letter, I was accepted. to do education the following year. So December I had to resign in 17 and start my journey as a varsity 2016. So my journey started in 2016 on the 15th of January. 2016 on the 15th of January. And then my majors that I did in university are maths literacy, computer applied technology, together with life orientation. Those are my majors. So varsity was the experience was new to me. My first year was all about exploring. I explored a lot. That's where the relationship started. I started dating a lot.
Tell us about your exploring. Like, what were you doing from the year starting?
It's all about the groove when you get varsity. You groove, you come back, you have a test tomorrow, you study for a day, you cram, you pass.
How did you balance it life? Like, tell us about it. Like,
there's no formula in that. You just have to adapt. I hate the formula. You just have to adapt to take a sharp. Friday, we had in Pretoria. Can I just tell you about Pretoria? Pretoria, they drink like 5 days a week. There's Mohodu Monday, which is Monday. There's Chilla's session, which is Tuesday. There's student Wednesday. There's ladies' night Thursday. Then Friday the weekend begins. So you weekend normally I'm doing for Sunday and Saturday. But in Pretoria, it's the first 5 days of the week. We're preparing towards the weekend. Adversity, trust me, lecturers don't give a shit about you. You fail, you pass, they don't care. They're there to make a salary. They've got a contract institution. When I go to your passer, go to your failure, they don't care. But the problem comes when you're buzzing. That's where the problem comes in. But I balanced it, and then the only thing that affected me was if fees must fall strike during our exam time. So the trauma kind of delayed me with okay, sharp improving offline and money. Then I started to relax in as a study sheet, thinking we're not going to write exams. You know? The issue of fees must fall, the strikes is following, the traumatization, the bullets, the tear gas and everything, because it was a mess. And I'm a minor, I'm barely 21 years old. You're experiencing that. The following day, we got an exam to write.
How did you feel about that?
I was traumatized, and I'm saying I was traumatized too much. Being a trauma. So in 2017, I was dating this other girl from Davidson, and then we pushed our relationship up.
How did you meet?
Through a friend. I've got a female best friend, and then we met through her. Then we dated from 2017 up to 2019. 2018, I was doing my third year. I passed everything. I got distinctions. Even on my second year, I got distinctions. Final year, I got distinctions. In 2019, me and the girl broke up.
So tell us, I don't go back to your friend. Like, was she the same person like you, partying, going to work?
She was more of a reserved girl, because you can't date a party animal or a party animal. You need somebody like opposites attract. She was more of a church girl, more reserved. You know, she was doing all those girlfriend duties.
So what lead to a breakup?
I cheated a lot, and she used to forgive me, but I would cheat. The more she forgives me, the more I would cheat.
So you broke up because of you cheating, so she left you or you left her?
The funny thing is that I left her. 2019, my parents were renovating Langley, and then I had saved the money because she was going to do practical before me. Why? She didn't have a subject being Landela and move. I had a subject being Landela and mover. So it means I was gonna remain at school and do that subject for 6 months, go for practical for 6 months. This is what happened. I saved the money, and then I was supposed to buy some hair product, which is a weave or something. It's a wig or a weave. Then my parents called. So we need money. How much do you need? We need like something like 3.5K. I was like, okay, Shafam, so send her 4K because they need to renovate, and the week that's the you were short on my tiles. Okay, sharp. It happened with me. I sent the money. The flop came whereby I told the babe that I just sent my parents my lesson as soon as so. Then she was so angry with you. You've been promising me, but here you are, you giving your parents money, and that means I'm not your first priority. And now, like, if you're gonna make me choose between my parents and you, then you're gonna have to fall.
Don't you think she was a gold digger for you? Like,
not necessarily a gold digger, but I would honestly, she like, okay, sharp along that relationship, that period of relationship, she would always forgive me. So she was just tolerating me. Then that thing which I touched man and it was just the last nail on the coffin. Then I closed that chapter. I was like, you know what, let's just break up, let's end things.
So like, when did you finish like university?
University, I was supposed to finish in 2020, but Corona struck. There was a pause from January 2020 to July 2020. There was no academics, no focal.
What did you do?
Beyimile. Ngabuyela lokishini 2020. I came back. You know, I push a hobby gym, namajita, would work out. Then as I was working out, I bumped into this lady, and no names, ne? I bumped into this lady. Then we happened to, you know, govern that thing which is Yafilan, and then connection, we started dating. So there was around May. First week of dating, there was a clash already between me and Yaki.
What was going on? What caused the clash?
I think it's unsolved business, yeah. And then the guy.
Yeah. Oh, so shoot when you got the girl at all.
I think things were still complicated between him and the girl. So
what was the conflict between the two?
Between the three, actually.
You two involved?
Me and her. And
tell us about it.
The guy, and I think they had broken, but the guy didn't want to accept, and it was really violent, but then I avoided it. How I just told the guy, you know what, keep the girl, it's fine, and I'm gonna go back to whatever shade I came from. Then I went to deep thoughts, which, you know what, I'm leaving this girl. But as a guy, you know the pride which I'm able to. Then I went back to her. Then I risked it all, and then things were fine. No guy, but you know, actually by the looks of things, and how stubborn is were bound, and then he was here and it's a joy. And then we dated with the girl 2020 from April up until October. Then along the way there were some, I would say, storms, if I can put it that way.
Do you think like those storms were caused by people, or like?
Yeah,
tell us about it. Like,
the girl, I would say she's everybody's dream, bro. Our name is speaking.
What kind of person was she?
That girl is beautiful. That girl is those girls those people who go to gym to achieve certain bodies. And she didn't need to do all of that. She was just naturally like that. Then things happened between the two of us. The cheating, the drinking, she was the
Who cheated first?
She was the one who was doing most of the cheating.
What made her cheat?
Hmm?
What made her cheat?
Well, I think it was because of the lifestyle the last 5 years now. Remember, I'm a student, I'm not earning. Then she wanted a certain lifestyle, and as with iPhone AP. So we'd be old people with cars in Ayongeland. Then I decided, you know, around October, now I'm gonna revenge myself. Then I went and got this other girl from First Brothers. While as I because we made it official, which now we over on December.
Did she have like any feelings with other people? Did you see that? How did you know?
One, I did computer applied technologies. Hacking is very simple for me.
When did you do that?
Why?
When?
Every time she went out, I would simply log onto a Facebook account or WhatsApp, whatever. Just clone your WhatsApp and see the things that were coming in, you know, she's cheating. So I wouldn't confront her with it. I know I'm fair, I'll just keep it to myself. And then the drinking came. Obviously, I had no experience with bang cheating and so I dealt with that.
How did you feel? Like you feel like you're like what you say. You feel like you're depressed so much.
I was. I went to a deep depression.
Your behavior with her, while you know now she's doing the flings.
I was revengeful, even the sex was no longer about, okay, I'm enjoying sex. It was about now I'm making her feel pain. And then I started drinking, I started using sleeping pills with Lale, and then I would just drink them with Njwala. Honestly, I would say September 2020, because the body reacts somehow during depression. You become numb. You're not motivated to do anything. Like I've got beard, I would leave it and the food when you eat it tastes bitter. But I would spend 4 or 5 days without eating. Then I decided, then October I was like, you know what, I'm gonna avenge myself.
Where was she at that time?
Like us. She's doing a lot better. Then she's making herself like she's the victim.
Did she see you how you were?
Hence I said, and now, sharp, she wasn't here actually around September. What she did was, around end of August, they moved back to the certain place that she was in. Even I think she's there. So around October, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna avenge myself. I went to Facebook, I got another girl, we liked each other, we dated. But it was more of a rebound, because you know the pain where we had to very fucked up. You don't trust easily, you don't communicate easily, you think this person is gonna do the shit. So the relationship was just cold. She was in love, I wasn't.
So how did you did you guys still continue while dating the other girl with the rebound?
No, around December I'm here completely.
How did she feel when you left?
I didn't give a damn with how she felt.
The other girl?
The girl from Costa was a very beautiful girl. Unfortunately, she was my rebound.
How did it end?
I just woke up one day and be like, dude, you know what? I've stopped loving you. The pain, I don't feel anything no more. So let's just break up. She cried a lot. And then I finished my course in 2021. Then NSFAS was supposed to pay 34,000 rands of my fees. Then they didn't. On the last day you course my pay. It's either gonna get a message just that says congratulations, graduation happens on the certain date. I got we regret to tell you that then I sent the statement, so I owe the varsity 34,000 rands. I felt betrayed. It's okay, I'm a poor student coming from a poor background. Then NSFAS is on so. But then I tried with Landelele for from 2021 up until you give up around October.
So did NSFAS understand the situation or force the money into?
Do they understand the situation? No. They're dealing with millions of students. They don't care about you. They're dealing with millions of problems now.
So how did they deal with you if they knew you were unemployed or you were unemployed? Did they check your account?
I was doing the follow-ups. My fees are not paid. This is my student number. This is my ID number. They would just send a letter and then take it to the varsity. And then as far as that, so there was a middleman or the man somewhere somehow. When as far as so I don't know.
So did the money increase while you're
no,
not?
It doesn't increase.
Stays the same.
I say women as fast more.
So how are you knowing that you're owing this and this fasting?
I was always I felt under pressure to make savings so that I can pay the fees. I felt so much under pressure.
At home
situation in Cairo was normal because we had hope as fast as seen something on my follow-up of that. But then unfortunately they didn't pay. Then Umama around September she got a bonus and then my combined Then mina lucky enough October ngithola come month end October I paid a portion yokuqala which was like 26,000 rands TUT.
What was the total money you owed?
34,000. Obviously Mopumi University you have high expectations ukuthi ngisebenze. Mina I wanted to be a teacher, I still want to be a teacher. Actually I am a teacher, qualified one, just not yet practicing. So I had high hopes ukuthi okay sharp. After varsity, I'm gonna get a job same time, then help my parents where they can't, just cover here and there.
So the course that you did was poetry. Please tell us about it.
Education is a 4-year course, so you choose 3 majors, then you're a passer. You qualify to specialize in those subjects. As I said, I specialize in maths, literacy, life orientation, and computer applied technology.
And poetry?
Poetry farming, it was just something that I fell in love with. Because I had data, I would go to YouTube and start watching videos.
Tell us about it. After you learning it, how did you start?
How I started is very funny. And as far as the final year, as long as I imagine year 2, which is I'm married. When you've got some distinctions along the way, you can normally accumulate time. Then mine was like 7,000. It was 9,200 rands. Maybe in the money transport and then 9 Malaya, so it's total of 9,200 rands. So I remember I started doing my research on poetry, then I would see groups on Facebook. Then I met this one guy from Kizington. I went there, I bought 50 chicks, layers, but they're called brown layers. I grew them, they're cool. I went again, I bought 50 again. Now they were a total of 100. Then I was like, okay, sharp, let me branch out and see the other thing. I went out again, I bought 100 broilers, meat chickens. Meat chickens. I bought 100. Then they started selling. I want okay, this business in this. Then I rented somewhere, I built a structure, and then the business started. So I had about 300 and something layers, on a daily basis, and then I would sell as well as broilers.
So in a month, how much would you make in your business?
You wouldn't calculate because sometimes there are losses and sometimes there are wins.
Tell us about your losses.
Losses would be sometimes you go by flu, Koreans, and then they get sick, jump at 2-3 days as in the month. Then you have to feed and give them medication, which is as poor as we led to the right state.
Did you have any employees or you were working alone?
I was working with my mom. I did the business with my mother.
So, like, how much were the chickens? How much were you selling it?
The broiler chicken, I would stock one. Okay, I would stock a box of 100 chicks. They take about 6 weeks to grow. Then after 6 weeks, it's a full grown chicken. I would sell it for roughly 80-85 rand, depending on the weight. So the box to buy it is 850, and then by 850, you get 100 chicks. You grow them for 6 weeks. If you're lucky, they survive all of them. There you have 100 chickens. You sell that. So I would say you get 8,500 rands per box. Then you minus money, feed, the medication. Obviously, there's electricity, there's water and stuff.
So, how many years did you do your poultry farming?
My poultry business, I did it it was 2021, and then 2021 around October, I was blessed with a job somewhere here in Kizington. So I did it. I dropped the layers, then I was left with the broilers, So I only stopped last year around April, because when it's winter time, they tend to grow slow and you're gonna feed more while it's cooler slow. So I just decided to stop completely. So it was a period of 1.5 years, I think.
So after your thing, what job did you get?
I'm currently working at some company. I'm a petrol attendant there. Yes.
So your journey of petrol attendant started from 2021. So
up until now.
So let's go back to the NSFAS problem. How
then
did you manage to pay the money? Like how?
Okay, NSFAS, okay, sharp. I some of the money I got it from my business, and then some I got it from my mother because she's working for the government. She just took out a loan, and then I had to cover, I think it was 18,000 rands from the Mali Megitola from the shell. So every month, Mangole shell from December, January, February, March. It was 5,553, 18,000 rands. So yeah, the Mang Sevens and Mangole, I would make sure that I take 5,000 rands, cover school.
So the pressure at home, how was it?
It wasn't much. I've got supportive parents, but I don't want that to you. It wasn't much because now I'm working, but they wouldn't say, yeah, no, keep on my share when I was on. They just let me be. I mean, and keep on my hand.
So
the money my fees, 20,000 rands, I got it from my parents.
So like the NSFAS, did it really like help you in your university years?
It did help me because 2016 when I started my course, my mother was not working. Only my dad was working, and he's working for a small company. It doesn't earn much. But in as far as it would cover my grocery, it would cover my rent, it would cover my fees. Though so there's some corruption that happened along the way, then that's followed. I wouldn't blame them. It happens, black people. 2022 around, okay, it started off January obviously, and then I paid Patalama fees up until March. Was I dating? No, I wasn't dating. I only started dating after May. And that time now I was.
Tell us about you entering the new relationship and knowing that you have flops behind your trust. Now you want to start over again.
Honestly speaking, uthando laphela 2020 kumina. So now I'm just doing contracts. I'm happy, I make you happy. If I become unhappy, I leave. It's just like that. Uchitile, uchitanga, when the day I become unhappy about something, I walk out the door. Make sure you want, you want. So I was juggling 4 girls. On May last year, I was juggling 4 girls. One from Oslo, like Asi, the Stratton Sam, the Kumule 22, and one from UP.
So the last one, weirdo, Shanghai match. It's a last time match, as we see, now.
So this what happened. I was juggling 4 girls in a month. And then did the dates now we 4 and then I broke up with all of them. The following month, which was June, I broke up with all of them. Then I met another girl who dated June, July, August, September, and broke up with her.
9 foot?
Yeah, September, broke up with her. Hence I told you that I no longer love. We happy, we do things.
Manje ucabanga ukuthi wena effects emotions wakho wena ngiyakuthanda wena ngithanda.
My emotions kabani?
Yeah, awaphi.
What about my emotions in 2020?
Angisho phela akazi sister yakho unless umtshela uhlala naye to lose ngikuphi.
Hence I'm saying now I don't no longer I feel. I just do things because now we happy now.
Manje phela uyakuthanda ne wena you enhance, you don't feel like you love her. There's a clash there between.
There's no clash.
Beyangakhali nje umshila.
Okay, abayifo abakhalanga nakebona ukhalile, and then lo munye on September she didn't cry because there was something I don't want to talk about again, which is I rather keep it a secret.
So manje your relationship dramas and your career thing behlangana kanjani? What could depress? What last taking now is too much now.
You know when you're making money, nothing depresses you. When you broke, yeah, you're gonna depress.
Yes, but uhlangana nemali. Imali yatshintsha. You feel like education is slow for you. When I
education is slow for me. I mean, I think I still believe that I'm gonna achieve my dream of becoming a teacher. I don't wanna suffer for the rest of my life in garage because you don't earn much. If I can show my payslip, you'll be surprised. You don't earn much in garage. So I still have that big dream of going back to the field, be a good teacher and teach. And I believe I'm gonna get it. About relationship stress, whatever, I don't think those things, I don't think abantu decide like your fate. It's only God who can decide your fate.
So Makabhekile nje umthambile wakho uzozomthola umuntu ongathi u-right for wena.
We'll see.
Umuntu o-right for wena unjani asitshela?
Right for me. Damn, bruh. Combination of all my exes. Combination of my exes, how emotionally I would want it to be like the girl from Phosphorus, the body, the girl from Pumula, the sex, the girl from Pumula 22. That is a combination of my exes. I haven't found the person, hence now I'm single. I just mingle.
So 2023 kuhamba kanjani manje?
Eh?
2023.
I'm still working at Shell. My relationship in Yabambanga.
Not going to right.
I'm not in a rush. I'm not under pressure. Yeah, hence I told you. Hence because I am not feeling the pressure of anything.